Hello, hello, hello. Hope you're having a wonderful day. So I wanted to continue on with the, the amazing world of bikini armors, and this is Jade. I wanted to push on and get this done. We only have so many that we need to do. Just so you know, the Daedric ones do not work. They either do not show up at all, or they make you invisible. And there's a few other items that don't work too, but I'll just try to, kind of skip over those because there's not much we can do about that. Now let me show you. I should have had this ready, but I was having trouble getting my recorder to actually record. So I kind of got a little exasperated with it, and I'm just now loading up the mod because I was standing there messing with it, and I'm going, come on, dude, work. Let's see, so where is that at? I know I have it here somewhere. There we go. So it's the amazing world of bikini armors, right? This is from Morgan Hilson, and they are working on this. They are, at least that's my understanding, they're working on this. There are some things that, like I said, are not quite working. You know what? I just realized this does not appear to cover. Did we have any glass? I mean, definitely we did Falmer. Oh no, we're going to do Falmer. Apologize for that. Anyway, definitely we have some things here, but I don't see that this does glass. That's kind of odd. Yeah, okay. Well, anyway, it does a lot of cool, a lot of cool stuff. I apologize for that. I don't want to restart this because my recorder was giving me trouble. But anyway, so I do apologize. Anyway, bear with me. We're going to go through these. And we're going to skip over the Daedric. Like I said, it's not working. You might see some clipping. You might see some little issues. But I just want you to see this. Now this top is the first top. This is all blades here, right? And there's different blades options here. I'm going to try to walk you through all of these. The abs. See the abs? The abs are over the abs, right? Okay. So there's a couple of versions of that. There's abs 2, which is more like that. You know what, maybe, hold on. Let's take you through each piece. Because the whole suit as a whole matters, but sometimes, sometimes the tassets and the gorgets and stuff get in the way. So let's take some of this stuff off. I'm going to leave her little headgear on for now. Let's see. Let's take the pauldrons off. And let's take the tasset off. And you can have the thighs or not. It's up to you. They kind of go with the boots, but you don't have to have them. But let's just try to show you the individual pieces as best I can. And that's one thing that's tricky, is there's a lot of pieces to these, but it's kind of fun too. So I mean, I get it. So anyway, so the first ab is like that. If you can see that. Hopefully this will show up good. And then the second is a design like that. Again, you might see some little clipping or something with some things, but that looks okay. And then there's this. So there you go. It's just like just a tie in the back. All right, so I'm going to turn that off, okay? So it won't be distracting. Now, we have boots. We have those first boots that we have on. We have these short boots, which go more to the knee. These second boots here. See those, and I think they have a short version, which not bad. Depends on what you want. You have to try to mix and match things. Like with that short version, if you go down here, where's thigh? Then you can put the thigh pieces on and see how that extends it, or not. And you can do that, and you can have the gap like that, and these strap on in the back there. So you can play around with things like that, okay? This is all very mix and match, make your own kind of thing. They're just giving you all the pieces to play with. And this is like the third boots, and those are pretty high boots. Oh, they're a little poofy. See that? A little poofy around the thigh. That's cute. All right, so I'm gonna leave. Actually, I think I'm gonna go. Those are pretty short and out of the way. These are even lesser. I think I'm going to go with the lesser boots, so they hopefully will not be distracting to other things. Now on the bottom, that's, I mean, it's going to be a bikini bottom, so it's going to be pretty small. Some are smaller than others. I have gone through some of this, and I think all this will be safe for us to look at. I'm going to basically skip over anything that isn't safe to my knowledge. You can always, if this is your type of mod, I would advise you to get it and try it out, because I don't know how long this is going to be up. I'm surprised it's been up this long. Anyway, now here is a breastplate. This is kind of an all-in-one top. It is not like the other bikini tops, but it's still, I guess it's still fairly racy. Let's see, gauntlets. You can see the first gauntlets here. Those look pretty standard, I guess. Gauntlet 2. Well, that's more of a long sleeve. That's nothing wrong with that, though. Okay, and then let's see. Let's go back down and put that top back on. We'll cover the tops in a minute, but I want to get some of that stuff out of the way so you can see the gorget better. Matter of fact, let's walk her over this way so you can see this better. So the gorget, because the gorgets are going to be around the neck. Do we have, let's see, let's get rid of the headgear for a minute too. That way it won't be distracting. Okay, so the gorget is like that. That's just around the neck. Not much difference between those two. Not a big deal with any of those, really. And then you have the headgear, which was what I was showing you earlier, wearing. And then the helmet. You can do the helmet. Now this one allows your hair to show or clip through. You could probably choose a hairstyle that would suit that helmet. And then there's this one which just eliminates your hair, which that's fine too. Okay, nothing wrong with that. I'm going to take her back to the headgear for now. Alright, so pauldrons are an option, and you can do one at a time or just one. You don't have to do both, but you know me, I have to have symmetry. This top is bothering me because it's not symmetrical, but those pauldrons are pretty nice. There's different versions, see? Different versions of pauldrons. I think they look good. Now, again, you can mix and match and do whatever you want. I'll show you. I'll at least show you one look at the end of everything together. Alright, so now here's something different too. Let me take these off for a minute. There's a sneaking suit. Think of that what you will, but this is what it looks like. Let's see, do we need to take that bottom off so that you can just see what it looks like? Boots, 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 boots. Okay, let's take the bottom off for a moment. Alright, this is the sneaking suit. It is like very, very small. You know, it is what it is. That's what it is. It's very small, very slight. So I wanted you to have a chance to at least see that. And you can leave the bottoms on if you want. that's up to you too. That's an option. They leave you a lot of options, so just so you know. So the sneaking suit is very, very small. Go back to this for a moment. Let's see. So then we have the tassets, which are basically skirts or what's another? I can't think of another good word for it. Kind of skirts or flaps or loincloths or you know, whatever you want to call it. I don't know what the difference is with that. Oh, it's in the back. The difference is in the rear. Okay, see? This one has something, this one doesn't. So that's the difference. So Tacet 2 doesn't have the side things. And if you do the Alt, it doesn't have the side things, and it doesn't have the rear thing. And if you do the third one, what's the third one look like in the front? Oh, it doesn't have the front one. Okay. Well, that's a choice. And then if you do that, I imagine you're going to end up with just the sides. Yep. Okay. So nothing wrong with that. All right. Okay, so we looked at the thighs, kind of. But, you know, the thighs just kind of extend your boots up. Give you more coverage, I guess. Now, if you're doing the longer boots, that would probably look better. Let's go up to the longer boots. How about those? See how that kind of blends and looks better? In my opinion, of course, you can do what you want. I'm just trying to show you some options, that's all. I think it looks pretty good with that. Matter of fact, maybe it looks better with that. Anyway, you get the idea. As always, you just, you know, you do what you want. It's your game. Alright, so I'll take that off. So now the different tops we can have. I am going to use this to my advantage today. There we go. So the different tops, this is only going to affect tops. So you've got the second top here, which is its own interesting thing. The third one here. And there's the fourth one. And you've probably seen some of this before in other mods, at least in a way. Maybe not the exact same thing. Now, I do have to tell you, the Daedric armor does not work. It either doesn't appear, or it makes yourself invisible, and you can get it down to just the bikini. See that? So we're going to dump off the Daedric armor because it doesn't work right now. If it works later, we'll come back to it. Matter of fact, maybe for the ease of use, I will just dump all of this that we've just gone through, and the Daedric. I'll keep her bikini on so we don't have any accidents. I don't want to accidentally have an accident, though. If anything occurs, remember this is a work in progress. If anything occurs, it's accidental. Oh wow, this is taking too long. Okay, it would be easier just to ignore that. Okay, we're just going to ignore that. I'm not going to stand here for 5 minutes and do that. Not only is that not entertaining, but it's not entertaining for anybody. It's not entertaining for me. Now, I'm not sure what body shape these are using. I'm using the OPPAI, the OPPAI body shape. So let's see. Let's take the top off for a minute. That'll pop her back. So it looks like they're using something close, but not exactly the same. It's very close. But yeah, it's very close. So anyway, we're going to skip the Daedric stuff since it doesn't work. Now you get down to the Dragonbone. Let's see, Dragonbone stuff. It's probably not going to surprise you too much. You have the different abs here. Let's see, let's make that a little. Okay. So you have the different abs here. The abs mainly just show in the front. Sometimes there's a back spine. Some of those work and some don't. Okay. Then we have the boots. And you have have some long boots, and some short boots, and some long boots, and some short boots. Those are really short, and I kind of don't like those. Just saying. I mean, if you like them, that's fine. It's not really my thing. If I was going to go short, that's about as short as I would want. Now the bottom, matter of fact, maybe we should grab, I'll tell you what let's do. Let's do this breastplate. This breastplate looks good, except the coloring is off. Let me walk you over here. The coloring is off. If you'll notice, it doesn't match. Now, as far as the way it looks, it's fine. As far as the shape of it, but the color of it looks off. And almost every one of these armors has some sort of extra stuff that you can choose to wear. A lot of this is optional anyway. Okay, so we didn't get through all the bottoms, did we? So there are some different bottoms. I was just trying to show you something and try to have something kind of matching. So there's that bottom. You've got all these different pieces you just have to play around with. And some are skimpier than others, you know. That one's actually probably less skimpy. Whoa. Looks like there's some guardian ridges there, like anyway, a little scary. I didn't notice that before. I've gone through a lot of this. Okay, I don't want you to think I didn't. I went through a lot of this ahead of time, so I would know, because I know that there's some, it's a work in progress, there's some issues, there's some things that we just don't want to get into. Now back there, that's a nice little circlet with the horns. And there's another one. Now this doesn't have the horns. This looks kind of like the Creation Club Nordic jewelry, so that's interesting. You have a face mask, which, I don't know, it doesn't hurt anything. It's interesting, I suppose. Now we have gauntlets. Yeah, I'm going to bring you in and out so you can see some of that up close. Gauntlets we have. Those are nice. And then these, I might like the shorter gauntlets. So we're going to go with them for a minute. We're just fooling around, okay? Now the gorget, let's move up here. We're probably going to take off that bone necklace because it's going to hide stuff. So let me go back and take that off. Okay. Alright. So let's go down to the gorgets, which is basically just around the neck. Oh, let's take off that face mask. Sorry. There. So that's what the first gorget's going to look like. And then the second one here. I like the second one a little better, I guess. I'm not really into all the gorgets. It depends. Like that, I like that better. I like it better if it's more like a decorative collar. But again, that's just me. Now here is a mask. I like these. That's kind of wild looking, but I like it. I think it's cool. Another mask. Now that's a heavier mask, but still cool. I mean, you could do like a, well, I guess this is female only. I was going to say you could do almost a Dr. Doom type of thing with these masks, but okay. Let's move on. So I'm going to leave that mask on her for a minute. But it is kind of cool in its own way. So anyway, we got pauldrons. We have a number of different pauldrons. Not all of them are symmetrical. Okay, you know how I'll have this thing for symmetry. So not all of them are that way. So if you see that, I'm not always going to talk about it because we just know that's my insanity. And we'll just accept that, you know, and move on. It's an important part of life. Just accept who and what you are and deal with that as best you can. I wanted to tell you something else too. Some of these boots, a lot of these boots are heels and clip, but sometimes it looks like some of them are flats. Now these boots, I'm undecided. They look misshapen, don't they? I just noticed that. See, I have tested some of this, but look at that. I think technically it's clipping, but it looks a little misshapen somehow. Nonetheless, let's move on. There's other boots you can use. So, pauldrons here. I like those pauldrons pretty good. Okay, now here is something interesting. This is a sling, and it's kind of like that other one we had, the stealthy thing in the Blades outfit. Let me go up here. Let's get rid of. You can see it better if you don't have the bottom and the abs in the way. All right. So it's just, when it says sling, I mean it's really just a sling. it's just a sling. That's it. That's all there is. Anyway. So almost every one of these outfits has something like that you can fool around with. So just letting you know. Let's see. So okay, so that's the sling. Let's get down past that. Now we have tassets. Tassets are kind of like the skirts or loincloths, and it just depends on how they work. Some are fuller than others. Okay, and some have the front and back, and then some just do the sides. And some of it's going to look better depending on the other pieces you choose. Now, mind you, right now I'm just kind of trying to show you these pieces. You can imagine that if you hook these up correctly, you would come out with a pretty nice looking suit. Yeah, I would make some different choices here. As a matter of fact, maybe I'll come back through and make some of those different choices so you'll see them. But I want you to be able to see all the individual pieces right now. Before we do the top, oh, I went too far. Oh my goodness, I really went too far. Sorry about that. I just drove right on past where I was going. Okay, so now let's do the top. I'm just trying to prevent any issues. That's all I'm going to tell you. I'm not going to get into that. But so here, that's a pretty handy looking top. Ha 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 ha. It kind of, I don't know, it always looks like a couple of hands to me. I'm just telling you what I'm seeing. I'm not really trying to aggravate you. Just that's it. All right, so there's that. And this is it. And you've probably seen some of this before, like I said. I've seen some of this in some other mods. Alright, so let's go with some of the stuff we have on is fine, but I feel like we're missing some things. Oh, maybe we're not missing that much. Maybe we just need the long boots. What do you think? Okay, so for this outfit, that's really probably all we're missing. Now notice the boots. These boots might look a little better down at the feet. I'm not sure if they're, it's hard to tell. It looks like they're flats and they're not clipping, but I don't know. Anyway, nonetheless, overall, I would say that's still a nice choice. Alright, so let's move on past the dragon bone. And of course, I mean, you always have the bikini option. This is not anything, I don't think this is anything surprising. I think we saw this with like the Nephilim body, right? They used basically that. Alright, so the Draugr stuff. Now the Draugr stuff is pretty interesting. Matter of fact, let's get, first things first, let's get a top and a bottom going. Or, oh, some things don't work. That doesn't show up at all. Neither do the chains. So some things don't work, okay? So we may hit some things that don't work. But a lot of this does. Was this? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe none of this works. Hold on a minute. Maybe this is like the Daedric. You know, I went through all this and now I'm so sorry. I've forgotten some of it. No, it doesn't work. Yeah, it doesn't work. I apologize. So we're going to skip Draugr too. We skipped Daedric. We're going to skip Draugr. So I apologize. Draugr does not work. I mean, it's not my fault I didn't do it, but nonetheless, still, I was going to show it to you. Now, I don't think we did Dwarven. I know we did some pieces because some pieces showed up in the forge for us originally. But let's go down to the Dwarven top. And there's a couple items I have to avoid, and we'll get into that. But it's like I said, this is a work in progress. There are some issues. Now, do you think it's an issue? That's purely up to you. Another reason I would say, if you're interested in this, you should probably get it, because whether you think it's an issue or not is that's a subjective thing. So anyway, so the different abs you can have. Maybe we should move up to the wall a little bit so we can see the ab better. Ah, that is better. I could do the whole camera thing, but would that be any better or easier? I don't know. The camera can be herky-jerky, you know. It can be a little difficult to control. This is a little easier for me. And so you see the different abs there, right? Alright, so I'm going to take the abs back off for a minute. We're going to do some boots. Now these boots are clipping, and they are heels, just so you know. There's just two versions. It depends on what you like. You might like the longer version. You know, take your pick. For my purposes for our show right now, I'm going to go with the shorter version, and I think I'm going to go with the smaller abs, okay? But still, that'll not be in the way of other things. Alright, so the bottoms, we have this. We have the teeny tiny, that's just like a string, that's all that is. It's barely enough that they could say they're covering stuff up, you know what I mean? And then there's this, which I don't know. I don't know what that's supposed to be, but it's there. There's this, a little more than a string, probably not a lot more. And there's this, which is, oh, it's done slightly differently, but okay, not bad. For those who like that high hip look on the strings and stuff. Now we have the cape. The cape is like a pauldron or shoulder, but it's nice. It has a good look to it. It's small. Everything in this is pretty small. Now this is a chest reinforcement, and what it does is it just kind of plops down in the middle of your chest. There's not really anything wrong with that. Let me pull you up here. But I don't know. Am I thrilled with it? It kinda, not me. Not for me. Okay, so the collars. You have a collar here. Can we see the back? Or her hair is a little long. Not too long, but yeah. Alright, so anyway, so then you have this. That has a little fringy stuff. And then there's that. That might actually be a better choice with the cape, in my opinion. Just my opinion. You do what you want. We can't show you this. This has a problem, as you might imagine. This doesn't do anything. So I don't know what the sideboard gauntlets are. They don't do anything. Alright, regular gauntlets I can show you. And they are pretty nice. You've probably seen some of this. Some of this reminds me of, I'm not going to say it's exactly the same, it reminds me of the Book of UUMP. But this does give you a lot of individual options, so I'm not trying to say that it's the same. Alright, so gorget again is going to be like a collar. It's going to be up around the neck. I'm not really into gorget, so just remove that. There's the harness. Now the harness, hold on, to really see the harness, let me remove some stuff. I know it's ridiculous, but she can keep that. Let's get rid of the cape. She can keep the boots. Let's get rid of the abs. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to show you the harness is just all of that other stuff. Actually, you're probably better off being out here. Alright, see this? This is the first harness. It's all those straps. Notice that even the harness has armor. Then you have this version, which is just different placement of the straps. So the harness is its own thing. And they do kind of give you an idea of what it's going to be like. Okay, so headdress. Now the headdress looks funky, and I was trying to get a good look at this earlier, and it is just funky, ain't it? That's a weird idea. It's okay. There's headgear. Now these I'm used to because I've seen some of these, like I said, I think in the book of UUMP. And actually I think that one I liked because that one goes well with most hairstyles and looks pretty good. How about this one? Oh, and the headband is fine. Yeah, it's fine too. Then there's the helmet. Now that is a vicious looking helmet. Yeah, you gotta admit that makes her look scary. Then there's the open helmet, which is a little better. It makes her look a little less scary. Now pauldrons, these are, now this is a symmetrical set of pauldrons there. And then you have these where you can do asymmetrical or you can keep it symmetrical. No, you can't. It's still asymmetrical. Oh, they fooled me. I forgot about that. But that's okay. I mean, it's up to you what you want to do. Other people, that does not bother so much. It's just me. I'm just the way I am. Now these Targe, this is basically going to be only on the left arm. And you just get the two versions. And it is very asymmetrical. As we know, I struggle with this whole idea, but whatever. It's fine if you're left-handed, but what if you're right-handed? Now, all of a sudden, that looks totally ridiculous. I mean, it's fine if you're right-handed, but what if you're left-handed? Then it looks totally ridiculous. Because I think the idea is that would be your shield arm, and it would be your, your shoulder to give you more protection on your shield side. Nonetheless, I'm not going to use that. So anyway, so then we have the tassets, which are basically the skirts. And you get some variations here as per usual. Nothing really surprising, I don't think. I mean, you can take this armor and you can be as skimpy or non-skimpy as you want to be. They really include so many pieces that it's really just up to you how you want to be. I mean, you can use this and have things hanging out and run around. I mean, the only way I could show you some things would be, to put it like on. See, I hate to even mention stuff like that. I don't want to do anything like that. But anyway, the only way I could show you certain things would be as if I made it kind of private and put it out on like Patreon or something. But I didn't want to do stuff like that. So I know MXR and some do that, and that's fine. I'm not putting them down. That's perfectly fine. But I didn't want to get into all that. That would be weird. So anyway, but I mean, it would be a possibility if there was a good demand for it. I could do it. But anyway, so that top, what's different about that top? Okay, that does something to your top. Hold on, I'm trying to remember what it does. Let me look here. What's the difference? Because we're wearing this top, right? Okay, I don't see a difference. Let's wear top 2 and try just... I don't see anything. Top 3? I don't see that that does anything. It gives you more armor, though. Maybe it's just to give you more armor. Some of these are pretty small. Now, what when I do that, it looks like this allows you to keep something underneath. Hold on a second. Maybe that's the trick. Maybe what you do is you wear this top, and then you put this underneath. Kinda, or on top. Kind of an overlay. Whereas this is more one or the other. Oh, so you can overlay. Hold on, let's see how many of these we can overlay. Oh, you can only overlay one. Okay. But that means that gives you an option of combining these tops. I don't know. I don't know if that would really be that great for you. Whoops. Okay, well that's good. It didn't show anything it wasn't supposed to. See, I could have messed up there. So let's just look at the tops, and remember that these are kind of like overlays. It doesn't really explain what that is. It's slot 40. Oh, it's slot 48. Well, that helps somewhat. So if you take that off and you do slot 48, that doesn't override anything. I wonder if that's so you could wear it under other conditions. Huh. Nonetheless, you can see some of the different tops here. They're interesting. I think is there one more? There's like a button top. Is this it? This is it. Yeah, it's like, I think of that as just button top. This is buttons. Oh, we just got some little buttons. Just a little tiny bit of coverage, but look at all that armor. It still produces the same amount of armor as everything else. Alright, we won't. We won't get into all that too much. Alright, so let's look at the ebony stuff. Matter of fact, let's take some of that off so it won't be too confusing to look at. I think it's easier if you have more of a clean slate to look at. Oh, it kept her. See, you can double down on some of this. It gives you more armor if you want it. And I think the harnesses can always be worn. Like if you do, where's that harness at again? Yeah, like these harnesses can always be worn. I don't think it's a big deal at all if you want to wear the harness. Or you could run around like this. That would be an option, ready for a day at the beach. Or if you have all your little pose, you know, the pose mods, you'd have something to do there. Alright, so anyway, let's go down and let's put the first top on her for a moment. The top is where you can have issues. That's why I'm doing that. I'm trying to save us any issues. Basically, mainly, I admit, mainly trying to save myself any issues so I don't have any issues. But nonetheless, if something occurs, you know, just know it's accidental. I'm trying to avoid all that. Alright, so here we have abs. And these abs are decent. I think all of those are pretty decent. That's a little bony looking or scale looking, but you get the idea. And that actually has something in the back. Most of them don't have anything in the back. Yeah, see, like that one doesn't have anything in the back. I was tempted to go with just that one. It's kind of short, doesn't have too much. Yeah, okay, let's leave that one on for now. Ebony boots. We only get the one option on the ebony boots, but they're nice, so they're okay. They do clip. You'll see that they're heels and they clip. Let's see. So we have some different bottoms. There's that bottom. That's the low riding bottom, I guess. I don't know what you want to call it. Maybe that's a little. Oh, that's more the high hip thing on the strings on the sides. Okay. Now here is a breastplate choice. It's a top, basically. And you may have seen that in some other mods. You do get an ebony cape, which is a small cape, kind of like the dwarven one. It's kind of nice. I think it sits as a pauldron. You have a circlet. Now, I'm not sure if I'm sold on the circlet, but it's an option, you know. You have gauntlets, of course. You just have the one choice on the gauntlets, okay? But they look nice, so. Okay, so we have the gorget. Hold on, let me move us back over here. See a little clip in on the cape there. So we have the gorget. That's the only choice you get on the gorget. We have the harness. Now the harness is going to be similar to the other things we've looked at, showing you the harness. The best way to see that is for me to remove some of these other things. Let's even remove the abs in this case. Now let me go select one of the other tops. I think that'll make it go better. Alright, so now the harness, there's only one harness, but you see what it adds there. It adds even that collar up there. So it adds an interesting set, you know, some straps in that collar. So I want you to see that and see that easily. The ebony mask is cool. Even though there's clipping on this version of it, I still like it. And then there is the blind, which is more like that, and that's probably even better if you're going for that kind of aesthetic. And then there's the open, which is kind of funky looking in a way after seeing the other two, but it's an option. I kind of like that one better, even though it's kind of creepy. Then we have the pauldrons. Now this is just a set. You can't select one or the other. That's just a set. And they do them differently at different times, and I imagine they have their reasons. I'm not going to get into all that because I don't know their reasons. It's not that important to me either. But those are nice. Then we do have this skirt. Now I don't know why the ebony version comes with this skirt, but it does. It has its own appeal. You would almost think they should have done some short boots, you know, with that skirt, but that's just me. I mean, you do what you want. But because you only got the one set of boots, there is no other boots. So anyway, then you have the tassel, which is, of course, replaces the skirt, because it's kind of the same thing. Not exactly, but kind of. Yeah. How is that the long tassel? That's funny. I don't know. It looked like less, so why you call it the long one, I don't know. Now that's a longer one. That's something we've seen before. Oh, okay, and then there's that. Alright. Okay, and then you get some stuff that you can add. See how that adds armor to your boots? That's really all that does. If I take that off, you see that goes away. That brings it back. Now this is 2. 2 adds even more armor, which probably is the better of the two, depending on what you like. I kind of like that look. Now here you get some different looks. You can get the hearts. It's the button hearts or heart buttons or whatever you want to think of it as. there you go. That would be a look. And then there's this, the strips. So that's an option, okay? Let's see. Let's turn off some of this. We'll give her the buttons back. That's, I don't know. It strikes me as humorous. So anyway. We'll give her the low thing just for fun. Alright, so take the boots off. So there you go. That would be an option. If you're looking for that kind of option. Alright. Now let's move on down to the farmer. We have a... What else do we have to do after farmer? Yeah, we have a few others to do after that. Farmer is probably the last big set. Now, and farmer comes in light and heavy, okay? And they kind of dumped the heavy in the middle of the farmer. It's because of the way they named it, so I'll show you that when we get there. Right now, let's move... okay, let's do this, because this is something funny. I don't know who decided this would be an idea, but they decided to do a barnacle top and bottom. Do the farmer exist underwater, or is it just that there's so much water down in the dungeons? Is that what it is? I guess some of the dungeons do have a lot of water. So anyway, so that's the barnacle top and bottom. I just thought that was funny in a weird way. The back chorus is invisible. I never could see it. The farmer abs you can see, but there's only the one choice. There is no other choice. That's it. Now this is the light armor, okay? We're not talking about the heavy armor yet. Alright. So, but if you go, here is the light boots. You do get some choices on the bottom coverage. Matter of fact, let's get rid of that. I know it's just one thing, but somehow the abs just seem to obscure or mess up the appearance of the bottom there. Okay, so you have that bottom. You have this bottom. And then you have that. Now, like I say, there's a whole lot of options here for you to mix and match, so I'm just trying to show you some individual options, items, and then you can decide to do what you want. Now, I'm just going to concentrate on the light stuff first, and then we'll look at the heavy stuff. Okay. Alright, so now there is a chorus. This actually does work. It looks kind of odd and creepy to me to have a chorus down there, but you know, if that is your thing, that is your choice. And then you can do the oh wait, the crown doesn't show, does it? No, the crown's invisible. Some things are invisible, they don't work. Now this works. I've seen this in another mod, but see, this works. And it's kind of cool in its own way. And then there's this works too. Ta-da. So parts of it does work, and see, you could do your own little, yeah, fly girl. I was gonna say fly girl, and then I'm like, wait, isn't that? Yeah, that is a thing, but we'll call it fly girl. And you can do the fishnet or not. That's up to you. It does add a certain aesthetic, and it does add armor. Let's see, gauntlets. I think the gauntlets don't work. Yeah, they make your hands invisible, so don't do those. The gorget. Let's walk over here and see if the gorget is going to work for us. I don't remember. It does. It does work. Okay. We're going to skip the heavy. Don't worry, we'll come back to it. We're going to skip the heavy. We're going to come down. This is more light armor. This is a mask. See that? Now notice the chorus armor is a darker color. Okay? So let me go back and let's fix that, because I don't want you to think that it's all going to be mismatched. It's not. It's just that we're using some of the chorus armor. Okay? So let's see. Let's put that bottom back on. That'll be fine. And let's get rid of that. And do we we want to get rid of that top. I think we should do a different top. Hold on, and then we'll be set to go through the rest of these. Yeah, here's a top. We'll do that top for the moment. Now notice that has the fishnet because I left the fishnet on. You can turn the fishnet off if you don't like it. So it's up to you whether you have that or not. I think it adds a certain aesthetic that I like, so I'm going to leave it for now. Okay? Alright. Maybe I should do okay. Nonetheless, so this is the second mask. Oh, that's kind of cool in its own way. Kind of a Cyclops look. This is another mask. If you have this in the leveled list, this has the potential to make your farmers really look pretty cool. Not your farmers, the winches. Pretty cool. You know, the forgotten winches. So here's this pauldron, and it actually goes with the fishnet, so that's kind of nice if you wanted that look. And that's not bad either. Nope, it still kind of pairs with everything. Now the tasset, let's walk her out. The tasset, that's a lower hip riding tasset, and okay, and that's more of a loincloth type thing. Now, like I said, you can really dress them up. They don't have to be, you know, half naked. Of course, it's, you know, your choice. They can be half naked if that's what you want. It's your game. It's your thing. But you can dress up these with these armors pretty much however you want. And some of it's a little scary looking, I suppose, but anyway, that's the light, okay? That's the light. So we're going to move from the light now, and we're going to go up to the heavy. So give me just a moment to scroll up here. Let's see. Let's take some of this off. We'll leave the top on. We'll take some of this off so that there's no confusion about what's light and heavy. Alright, so let's move down to heavy. Because you could do something like this, I suppose. I don't know if that would make any sense, but you could. Alright. Let's come down to heavy. Now, one of the things you get in heavy is this. Boom. Instant, total, bikini. I was going to say suit, but let's face it, that's really not much of a suit. That's just kind of a bikini. Okay, so anyway, you have heavy abs. Now, you only have the one ab to choose from. So, that's what you get. Let's see. You get some boots. Now, we do have some boots to choose from, so let me walk us out here. Okay. Boots. Boots. Those are actually pretty not. These look misshapen and at the feet, not just clipping, but misshapen. We've had a few boots with issues like that. Now these are more flats, so these will look better, except they don't look better. I don't like that design as much. Now this is a heavy bottom, and I'm going to need a top to flesh that out so that it looks right. Let's do that top. Oh, I flipped her around, sorry. Let's move, hold on, let's take the abs off so we can see just exactly what the bottom is. Oh my goodness, there we go, okay. So we have this bottom. Oh, we have the teeny tiny bottom. Okay, that's strange, but you know, it's a choice. It's a choice. I'm just gonna leave it like that. It's a choice. So alright, so it's a choice. Alright. Now we're gonna do heavy. Do these work? Yeah, the heavy gauntlets work. The light gauntlets do not. The heavy gauntlets work though, which is nice. Now we're going to look at the gorget, which basically is just, I kind of like that one better anyway. Then this is the heavy mask. Then you do have some pauldrons, some optional type of pauldron-esque looking. Oh, I'm sorry, my batteries are dead. Just hold on a minute. Since I've got the recording working, I really don't want to turn it off. So pardon me just a moment while I grab some batteries. This is going to be a bit noisy, I know, and I'm sorry for that, but I like to use my batteries up. I hate to get rid of them, because it'll say my batteries are low sometimes for as much as 2 days, depending on how much I get to play, of course. But so it's said they've been low for, I don't know, day and a half. Well, it started saying they were low. Was it yesterday or the day before? Anyway, and I don't think yesterday I didn't get to do too much. The day before I was able to do some stuff. So there we go. So pardon me for my technical difficulty. I don't remember what we were doing. I do want to show you something though that I was thinking of on the boots. It's too bad that these boots are misshapen. Do you see that? That the foot portion is really weird, because they would look really good with the rest of this, but they're, like I said, the foot portion is really weird. But this is a work in progress, so they're gonna be working on these things. I don't want you to think that I'm saying they're not, because they are. They're going to be working on these things. All right, so there's the second set of pauldrons. And then here is a tasset, which that's the whole thing right there. It's kind of a total cover. Now, if you throw the abs in, watch this. That's not too bad. It's a pretty good matching look like that. That's what I was thinking. Now you have another top. I haven't looked at this one. That is a heavy top, right? I didn't. Yeah, that's the last thing. This is the last of the heavy. So there you go. You've got that. If the feet on those boots were fixed up, this would be pretty good. That'd be a good Falmer style outfit. Okay, so I'm going to take some of this stuff off so we can move down. The other ones we need to do are going to be smaller than these have been, just so you know. But that doesn't mean they're not interesting. They're just smaller from what I remember. Like the hide is pretty small. You don't have as many options, and neither with the leather. But let's just start. Like the hide belt. Matter of fact, let's do a hide bottom. And where's the top? I think there's only one top. It's not like there's any choice. Okay, so the hide top, that's it. There is no choice on that. But let me start you back at the top again. The belt, there's no choice on it. It's just the one belt. The bottom, you get that bottom or this bottom. So you get a bottom where she's actually mainly covered, or I don't know why, but you get the ripped bottom where it doesn't matter that she's even wearing anything. We'll just leave it at that. I'm just going to move on. We got the collar. I'll move up closer so you can see the collar a little better. But it's just basically a brown belt. You get some gloves and some boots. Let's show you those. Actually, that makes me think they're clipping. I'm going to have to switch back to this bottom, because that makes me think it's clipping and it bothers me. Okay, so anyway, these boots are not symmetrical. The gloves are. That's my complaint. Okay, here is a neck cover. And it's kind of like a little hide cape, I guess you could say, or whatever. You have some pauldrons. which are, again, not symmetrical, but you'd have some that can be symmetrical if you wish, and I wish. So there we go. Let's see. Then we have the hide tacit, which just adds that on the hips. I'll show you that again since I was in the wrong place. See, it just adds that to the hips. Then you have the choice of thigh coverage. I don't know. Alright, I guess I'll go with that. I don't really care that much. Okay, so that's all the hide. There isn't a lot of hide. Can we say hide anymore? Probably. Alright, so let's get rid of some of this stuff so we can show you the leather appropriately. Okay, so leather does have, I think, a little more than hide does. Let's see, let's get a leather bottom on, and then I think there's more than one top, yes. So let's do a top, okay. So this is like the basic, like, model, right? Okay. So let's scroll up. Let's look at the abs, the leather abs. I don't think the abs have much in the back. I think it's mainly in the front. Well, there's only the one abs, so sorry about that. I thought there was more. There is the leather belt, which replaces the abs, which is fine, and it has a little more of a strap in the back because it's more of a belt. Then there's leather boots. You only get to one choice, and that's these. And they're flats, so they don't clip, so that's okay. I don't mind that at all. You have the different bottoms. This is probably a little less than the first bottom we were looking at. And this is still a little less again, or a little more or less. Does that make sense? I don't think that does. But anyway, I said it, so we'll let it stand. So here we go. This is the circlet, which is an interesting choice. I don't have anything against that. You might like that look, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's kind of cool in its own way. There's the gauntlets. I think that's the only set of gauntlets you get. There's a gorget. Now you can choose between the gorget and this neck cover. I like the neck cover. I just think it's better. But that's me. It's totally subjective. You do what you want. What's that? You do you. Yeah, you do you. Okay, so anyway, here is non-symmetrical pauldrons, which, you know, I'm probably not going to let that stand. And then there's these pauldrons, which are symmetrical. I feel so much better. Anyway, so let's move on. You get pouches. Okay, hold on. Let me show you this. You get pouches, because earlier this confused me for a moment, and I'm not sure why. But look, pouches. It's like a tacit, but it's pouches. Kind of like a tacit. Not exactly. And then you get this. This is for your thighs, to cover her thighs. Thighs are important. Okay, I won't go any further on that. Anyway, so we have that top. Which that kind of goes with that belt, doesn't it? I didn't realize that. It kind of does. And then there's this top, which this is just the teeny tiny top. Okay? And I'm not putting it down. I'm just saying it's the teeny tiny top. If we do that, was there an option? No, there's not really a bottom that has a little button like that. I thought it might have something like that. Nonetheless, so this would be one option, though. You could do whatever you like. Alright, so now we're going to move on to the Nordic. Now this does take some time, so I hope you can survive this lengthy, but I wanted to push on and get through this this mod. Even though we're not going to find all the books this way, I think last time I showed you where the secret room is, so you don't have to worry about all that. I would rather just not even have to mess with the stuff like that at all. But you know, I'm not going to complain about it. There's alternatives. There's the secret room, which isn't so secret, and then there's you know, there's the fact that you can go get all the books and do it. So it's not impossible. It's not anything I should grump too much about, right? So I'm trying to be reasonable. That's not always my best suit, is it? But I try to be reasonable. Alright, so here, this is just a basic start, top and bottom, just to give you an idea. Now, I forget what all we have here. We have Nordic, we have Orcish. Is there something beyond Orcish? Let's see. Oh yeah, and then there's the wolf, and I think that's the end. So we're getting there. Be patient with me. We'll get there. And you know, I guess if it really drives you crazy, you could scan forward or move forward in the video. But stop. Don't do that. I just mentioned that to be nice. I'm not that nice. Cut it out. Don't do that. Stay here. You want to see all the pieces, you know you do. Alright. Anyway. So Nordic, we got the abs. And here we go. So if you want to cover up the abs and the belly button and all that, these are some options. Notice they're using 2 tones of metal, so you might want to choose, actually, wow, that's 3 different tones of metal, so you might want to choose wisely. So what, you only get 1 set of boots. Those boots better be colored pretty good to go with those 3 things. See, the metal's not colored exactly the same. It's not bad, though. I do like those boots. They look pretty good. Oh, I gotta take the abs off now because they're too confusing. Let's just take them off. Okay, so I didn't mean to take the boots off. Sorry. Alright, so this is the first bottom that we had on. And this is the second one. The second one, really, oh, it just added a little more defense up front, we'll say. That's a good thing. And then the third one says no, you get less. So there you go. Alright, so let's take a look at these face guards. Let me put us up here where we can see that good. Yep, I like that one. That one's quick and simple. Matter of fact, both of those are good. Not too much clipping. They look pretty decent. Oh, this is foot plating. Okay, let me show you this. You see how you have those boots, right? Foot plating replaces your boots, and it's just your feet in this plate stuff. It's an odd option. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it's odd. You have the gloves. And these gloves. Which I guess those gloves allow your fingers to be free if you like that. This is a closed gorget. Let's walk up here. This one didn't make sense to me. I'm going to show it to you though. That's the closed gorget, which looks weird, like she's got a funnel in her face, which is dumb, but okay, whatever. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said it was dumb. And then the open one is actually the closed one. These are the opposite of what they are. And the closed one, or the open one that is actually closed, however you want to say that one's actually better. I like that one better if I was going to choose. Now here is a harness. Their harness is simpler. It's just that up top. It doesn't really add a whole lot. I'll take that off again so you can see it. And when you put it on, it's just adding that up around the top. More of a halter than a harness, though. I guess that would not be appropriately named either. And here's leggings. Even if you do those, that armor, you can do the leggings. So the leggings are an option. This is a neck cover. Let's move over here. I may have to turn some other things off so you can see it better. Let's take that gorget off. Matter of fact, let's take the harness and the gorget off. And then this is the neck cover. It's just a collar, basically. You have some pauldrons. Ooh, symmetry. How nice. How nice. Then you have these pauldrons. Again, nice and symmetrical. And look at that. I think those pauldrons came with their own harness. Yes, they did. How interesting. And then there's this. And that's really brown. I don't know how you're going to get that to match anything, but maybe you can play around with it and figure that out. Here's the scarf. And you can wear that even with the collar, you'll notice. Let's see, I think this spine shows up. It does. You can see that spine, so it actually works. Now there's a tassel here. And let's see, there's several versions of the tassel. This probably doesn't, yeah, it doesn't cover the rear. So the rear is open. Okay, that sounded worse than I meant for it to. Just bear with me, bear with me. I've not finished all my coffee. Matter of fact, my coffee might be cold. That's horrible. We might have to take a break and let me warm up my coffee, because I'm getting dry, but I'm trying to get through this and show you everything. I don't want to shortcut you, but on the other hand, I don't want to take too long. But so that's an interesting design. I haven't seen that before in any mod that I know of. What about this? And that we've seen before. Not that I'm complaining. Some things are welcome to return, as always. Alright, so anyway, so that's basically the Nordic stuff. Again, I'm not covering every option in the world. I just want to make sure you see enough to know if it's something you're interested in. That's the main thing. That's always my purpose. My purpose, you know, I know sometimes, and I understand it. Sometimes the modders will come out and they'll say, hey, you missed this or you missed that. And they are right. I did. Either I missed it or I just skipped it or whatever. I'm not saying they're not right. They are correct. But the thing is, I'm really not trying to show you every little detail. I'm trying to show you a lot of stuff, but not everything. Because you need to be able to look and see what you like. Okay, so that kind of matches. I was trying to see if this bottom and top matches. It kind of matches. So anyway, so that's the very basic Nordic if you go for just the bikini. So now we're ready for the orcish. Oh, let me show you these breastplates. So this is an option for the orcish. The breastplate like that. Now first that's the bottom. But the breastplate like that. And let's see, there's an alternate. Oh, the alternate doesn't work. She's invisible. Sorry about that. I forgot about that. So let's just do that. And then you can do the chest reinforcement, which you won't see me do much, but it's just like stabby chest pieces. Or a stabby chest piece. So, hold on just a second. I'm sorry. Ugh, I was right. My coffee is cold. Okay, I tell you what. I'm going to take a break here for a minute, and I will come back with some warm coffee. Hopefully, through the power of editing, you will not notice this very much. But I mention it in case there's a break, so that you don't feel like, oh, something horrible happened. Anyway, be right back. I'm back. So I have some fresh coffee, which is cool. Well, it's not fresh coffee. Actually, it's just warmer coffee. I just nuked it up. So, anyway, let's move on, right? Okay. So, let's get back here. All right. So, Jade is ready to continue. So, that was to show you the reinforcement, which I don't care that much about. And I wanted to show you that chest plate. Now, there is still different tops down here, too. But I wanted you to be able to see that. Now, that chest plate really goes with that bottom probably more, doesn't it? Nonetheless. Alright, let's roll back up. We'll look at the abs. Okay. Here's the first abs. Not anything majorly different than what we've already seen with some of the other sets. Oh, boots. We do have some boots to look at. There's more than one set of boots, so. There's this. Now those are clipping. I don't know if they're supposed to be heels or not, but they're clipping. And then these are not clipping. Isn't that funny? These are not clipping. Those are fine too, but they're not symmetrical, which, it's going to bother me. So let's just go back to the clipping ones that are at least symmetrical, I think. Anyway, all right. So then we have this bottom. Use your imagination there. That's mainly just some strings there. So, and then let's see, we did both of those and that. Let's look at the gauntlets. I think you only have the one gauntlet to look at. It's a fine gauntlet, but that's the only set of gauntlets you get. Now here we have a gorget. This is not really my type of thing, but I could see the appeal if you're playing a certain type of character and you want to, play a certain way. I kind of like that better, but that's your choice, of course. Then there's this. Oh, and I like that one the best of all. There you go. Then there's headgear, of course. We have to have headgear. This is okay. I don't see anything really wrong with it. Oh, look at that. Symmetrical pauldrons. I'm happy for the moment. Yep, still symmetrical. That's nice. See, the orcs know what they're doing. Symmetry. It's all about symmetry, man. Except for them boots, right? Anyway, so then you have the scout helmet, which I don't know that I totally understand the appeal of this helmet, but it is cool in its own way. Now this doesn't work for me because there's a little too much clipping. Well, actually though, I'll take that back. It's not bad. There is a little clipping. It's not too bad. Oh, is that our only? Okay. I'm going to blow off the helmet. Matter of fact, maybe we'll go back to the headgear. I kind of like the headgears when they do that. So we need to look at our tassets here. Hold on. So we have that. I apologize. Let's see. We have that's not bad, that's just on the sides. Oh, and then we have the light. I guess the light is really light. Let's see how light the light is. The light is so light that I can't see it. Can you see it? If you see it, you let me know, but I'm going to say that's invisible. I'm going to say that both of these are invisible. Oh wait, let's remove the abs. Maybe it's a belt. Just to be on the safe side, so I don't give you the wrong impression. Let's remove the abs for a moment. Now let's come back down to the light tassets. No, I'm not seeing anything at all. Nope. So, okay. So the light tassets appear to be invisible. However, you can use them. They're just invisible. There's one thigh cover. And there's another. Oh, that's better. For protective purposes. Anyway, I can't talk, sorry. Anyway, so here's the other top. Now this is it for this, okay? That is all there is for the orcish stuff. That's plenty enough, and I mean you could put on more than what she's got on right now. But now there is something interesting here, which I'm going to show you in just a moment. But it doesn't show up anywhere else, and I'm not sure what to do with it other than just to show it to you. Okay, so this is like what we ended up in, okay? Just so you know, because I think I've been showing you that for like every one of these. But nonetheless, let's go down past the orcish stuff. The Snow Elven Circlet. Do you see that? It's just a little circlet. I don't even know. I didn't know that was, but it's there. We've already done the Thalmor stuff, so this is just left over. I'm not going to worry about that. Now the wolf. Let's do the wolf here. Let's do the bottom. Let me find the wolf. Wait, is there a wolf? Let me see if there's something special here. There is a special wolf harness. And this loincloth is kind of goofy looking. If you like it, that's fine. I'm not saying anything negative about that. It's just, it's not my thing. Alright, so here I put on the basic bottom and top, and the harness is like that. It's a crisscross bunch of straps. You know, I never tried. Do I dare? It's kind of scary. Hold on. Okay, the harness still works, even on. So I think this might be. This is either 7 base or 7 base OPI body. It's very close to what I currently wear on Jade. So anyway, so that's the harness if you want all the straps and stuff, or if you just want armor or whatever, which it does provide extra armor, so there's nothing wrong with that. So I wanted you to see that. Alright, now there is some other stuff that you have to see. There's a lot of fun stuff here with the wolf thing. So we have wolf abs. Oh, I have her a little too close for that, sorry. But that's okay. You can see the abs fine like this. Those abs or these abs. And I'm not overly with any of the abs, honestly, but it's something that your person can wear if that makes sense to you. There's these boots. The booty boots. There's some booty boots. And let's see. The long boots. It's a long version of the same thing, basically. And then there might be a little misshapenness there, but we'll deal with that if we need to. Now, see, these boots, it's hard to say if they're actually clipping or if they're just flats. Nonetheless, they're not bad. Those, a long version of those might be pretty good. Yeah, that's not bad. Depends on what you like. And there's some teeny tiny boots. Are they clipping? I think they're either clipping just a tiny bit or they're just flats. I don't mind if they're flats myself. That's better than the clipping. Oh, whoa, and there's really long. Nothing wrong with that, though. Okay. Alright, so now we have some different bottoms. Let me get rid of the abs for a minute, because that can be distracting. Okay, so for the bottom, this is a different style bottom. Oh, we got one more, just a little boop. It's a soul patch of bikini bottoms. It's just like, oop, just a little, there we go, that's it. Actually, there were probably smaller ones than that. But now here's a little cape. That's just a little, see that in the back? It's nice. It's actually nice. Depends on what you like. Now here's a circlet. Now there are, hold on. This is something we want you to be able to see pretty good. Yeah, this will do. So the circlets, there's a number of these, and they have different gems. They're all going to look basically the same, but they're going to have a gem in the middle. See? That has an amethyst. We have a diamond. Now the diamond may not show as well, I understand. Here's an emerald, an onyx, a ruby, a sapphire, and a topaz. This armor mod does give you a lot of options. It's actually a pretty fun armor mod, even if you don't care anything about the bikini stuff. There's just so many other things here. Pardon me, I'm sorry. Having some of that coffee that I bothered to go warm up. Alright, so anyway, there's just so many things here. and there's, you know, there's good things to it. I don't know if I would use the face mask with that cape. It's still an option. So those are the gauntlets. Those are long, and these are long too. They're both long. Okay. Oh, okay. So here's a gorget. We'll probably have to take that cape off, or this might take the place of that cape. Let's see. It probably will take the place of it. Yes, it did. Okay. So see, that's that. Depends on what you like. Now this is. Didn't we do the harness for this? I think we did the harness for this. Nonetheless, there it is with the straps and everything. It's not too much. If we take the gorget off, you can see there's a couple of straps there that aren't always there. See? And then there's this headgear. Now, that is some cool looking headgear, really. I mean, it just is. It's kind of crazy looking, but fun. And that's some interesting headgear. That looks almost like, shouldn't that be a Blades thing? That kind of reminds me of the Blades. Anyway. That's a good one, too. Depends on what you like, though. Okay, I'm going to show you this, even though I don't like it. It's kind of dumb. And it's just a clip fest, and it just hangs down and looks weird with everything else. See, it just, okay, it's an attempt at something, and I can appreciate it for that, but I don't know. It just didn't work for me personally. Just being subjective, I know. So here we have some pauldrons. Those are nice pauldrons. Different pauldrons there. I forgot, the wolf armor sometimes does have a little bit of a Blades look or feel to it, a little bit. Well, that's nice. The wolf pelt, where does that go? That goes up on the shoulders like a cape again. Not bad. Okay, tassets. Gonna look at the tassets. The tassets. So that's pretty much a full on the side, on the hip tasset. Again, that one looked kind of blade-like. This is different. This is more of a higher hip tasset. What's this one? Oh, this is going to match what I'm wearing on the chest there. It's got the padded. I'm not sure if I understand that idea, but it's okay. I'm not putting it down. And this is bigger scales. Oh, and it has a skirt so that you're a little more. Okay. That's a choice. And then you have the wolf, the thigh coverage. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. Whatever. And then you have the different tops. You have this top. And you have this top. Then you have that. There seems to be one of these in every set, right? One itty bitty one. Okay, so here we're at the end of our show. We're at the end of this stuff. Certainly, I don't like that. I have to say that overall, this tasset doesn't appear to go with the set that much. It depends on what you like. That might be, depending on what appearance you're going for, that might be too hippie for you. Probably that one's the best. I'm just going to do this for this one thing, just for fun. What did I like here? I didn't really care much for that. I think that was the ones I liked. And then I didn't like the loincloth, the headgear. kind of like that crazy headgear like that. I'm going to take the harness off and get rid of those straps. I might change my mind on that, though. I think we'll go with that. I think that matches better. I don't think we'll do the face mask. We won't do that. We'll leave her. Should we give her the cape back? Will that work for us? Oh, I think I'm wearing the cape and the wolf pelt. Hold on, let's. That's the cape. Yeah, I am. I'm wearing both at the same time. You can take that off, but if you want the extra, you can do both. Ba-doom, ba-doom. That actually looks okay. And then, just bear with me for a moment. I'm sure it doesn't matter. I'm just being kind of silly. As far as the bottom goes, let's go with the. Notice how that looks kind of teethy. Let's go with that one for fun. It looks kind of scary and teethy. Oh, actually, let's do that. I think that's probably better. And then the boots. What boots did I like better? Because I don't think I liked these that much. How about those? All right, we'll go with those. My top seems inappropriate, doesn't it? Alright, let's scroll down and get her a top that at least tries to match a little bit of this. Wait, was there a chest piece up here? Some of these have their own chest piece, remember? Was there a chest piece for this set? I don't see it. So no, I guess not. There is the harness. We can throw the harness back on for extra coverage and extra armor. Bear with me, I'm sorry. I know I'm just being silly. Oh, there we go. Now that all seems to match better to me. Now that's just my opinion. It's not perfect, no. It's just me fooling around. But but it is a thought. Okay, anyway. Alright, so I'm going to do a quick save there in case I want to come back and take any pictures or anything. But the mod that we've been looking at, and I know this has taken me quite a while to get through, and there's still pieces of it that don't work or that are invisible, and there are things in it that are going to cause problems. I don't think this mod is going to stay up in this condition. I think sooner or later the thought police or whatever you want to think of these people as, they're going to come out here and say, oh, you know, and this mod's going to be gone. It's not a very big mod. I could see adding that in and having some fun in your game. It's not a replacer. It just adds a bunch of stuff. And it's 260, under 266 megabytes. And other than some minor issues, I really don't have a problem with it at all myself. I mean, if it wouldn't get taken down, I would say leave it alone as it is. But see, the problem is some of these things need to be fixed to keep it from being taken down. The stuff where it's invisible or it doesn't work, we could work around that, you know, and give the modder time to finish. So that's not a problem. So anyway, it's still in work in progress, and it's tasked the amazing world of Bikini Armors. I think I've covered everything that we did not cover before. If I covered anything twice, I apologize, but it's possible that I did. Let me look. No, I don't think I did, because I think I had only covered the first three, and now we've covered Dragonbone, Falmer, we did the Wolf, we did the Blades and the Dwemer, we did the Hide, Leather, and Ebony, and that, as of right now, is all there is. So, anyway, I want to thank you for watching, and I will catch. Yep. Hold on. I messed up my whole outro. I apologize, but anyway, it's all right. I do want to thank you for watching, though. I might be finding a way to clean up my sound a little bit in the future, so be aware of that if you're not hearing a difference now. Hopefully you will be soon, okay? Because I know my sound has some hum and whatever and bad stuff to it, and I think I may have found a way to fix that up a little bit, so that would be nice. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you have a wonderful day, and I will catch you later.